Okay, so hello Nick, how are you? I'm
I'm
your host,
good.
Michael Karam. I like if you can to introduce yourself for us, if you can in short.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Nick Nilsson. I've been training for about 35 years, so I've kind of been around the block with this stuff. And I basically started when I was 16, 17 years old, and I've been going steady ever since. I tend to gravitate towards creating new exercises, new movements, and kind of making things better, not for the purpose of just being different, but for the purpose of making them better. So that's kind of been my focus with a lot of the training stuff that I've done over the years, whether it's weight training, body weight training, or what have you. So that's I have a degree in physical education, which is biomechanics, kinesiology, physiology, that kind of thing. So I got a pretty strong background in that, and I'm a little bit naturally crazy. So
Well, first thing, great, because I'm also a bachelor in physical education and my specialty is in cardiac and stroke rehab.
nice.
So yeah, so this is the same for us. So I like to start with you with asking about your training method when it comes to body weight exercises only. And
Mm.
I like to know how you, let's say, start training if your goal was for hypertrophy or building muscle and you only have your own body weight.
Mhm. Yeah, I've done a fair bit of body weight training before, and actually some of the most effective exercises that I've found for building mass just in general have been body weight exercises. Over the years, I've come up with a few really good variations of that. I've kind of taken two approaches with that. One is a kind of a high volume, very low rep. So I'm doing like sets of 3 reps and then resting like 10 seconds and doing sets of three, resting 10 seconds so that I'm kind of getting, it's like a very long extended rest pause kind of thing. I call this method time volume training. It's very similar to escalating density training from Charles Staley, which was kind of, I worked with him for a while and kind of got the idea from this. But basically, you're approaching failure, but never getting to failure, but you're getting a lot of very good sets that get you almost to failure. So you can really build up, even if you're using low resistance, you can build up a lot of fatigue and building and fiber fatigue to get close to failure and mechanical tension. So it's
Yeah,
that's one approach. The other approach is straight up rep out to total failure. So I've kind of bounced back and forth between those different variations. To give you an idea, quite a few years ago, I decided to take handstand push-ups and see how far I could push handstand push-ups. The first time I did that, I could only do spotted handstand push-ups. So I would kick up on a wall and I'd have somebody holding my ankles and giving me spot. Um, a few years later, I decided to try something similar to the greasing the groove method from Pavel Tsatsouline, very similar
yeah,
to that, where I would do one set to failure in the morning and one set to failure at night every day. So, and this is in addition to the regular workouts. So the first time I did this training, the very first set, I couldn't even get 1 rep. I just did one negative rep, essentially one eccentric rep.
oh,
And then I said, okay, I said, this is all I'm going to do. Came back that night, did the same thing. The next day, I was able to get one full rep up and down. So every single day I repeated this morning, first thing in the morning, last thing at night. And I would just kick up and do a handstand on the back of a door and just do, the normal handstand push-up range of motion. And within, I think it was 10 weeks, so about 2.5 months, I was doing sets of 40. So yeah,
handstand push-ups.
handstand push-ups, full
Wow.
handstand push-ups. Yeah, so that's kind of the power of the frequency approach. So it was just literally one set in the morning, one set in the evening, and that was it for shoulders. And I would just do that every single day. And there were days where, I'd get a little bit higher, where maybe in the evening I'd get fewer reps, and then the
Yeah,
next day it would be
yeah,
up a little higher. But the trend was always upwards.
yeah.
And then about a year later, I repeated the experiment, and I managed to get up to a set of 50 reps with handstand push-ups, which
And
is
you are talking about raw handstand like without wall or with
Oh,
the
with
wall.
with a wall, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
kick up and have my
Yeah,
feet up against the wall, a
yeah.
door
So
basically.
you will eliminate the balance problem and you focus more on the strength.